Somehow when talking about a supporting dish, mac and cheese comes up as a budget-friendly option as well as a gourmet masterpiece. Depending upon your ingredients, garnishes, and or noodles, mac and cheese is bound to fill your stomach to capacity or break your bank and leave you wondering, is it really worth it? So by the end of today's video, I will personally take you on a culinary journey discovering which mac and cheese is truly the best to make. Is it stovetop basic mac and cheese, or a more culinary renowned lobster mac and cheese with amazing imported cheeses and a fresh Italian parsley as a garnish? But either way, I promise the ending will really surprise you. So grab your taste buds, prepare your appetite, and leave your idea of what you thought mac and cheese should be behind, because after tasting these two, you're bound to be left speechless. Mac and cheese is readily known as three things: cheesy, creamy, and my personal favorite, delicious. No matter the budget, no matter the ingredients, and no matter the cooking method, my goal today is to incorporate all three of these into each dish. For starters, we're going with something that's not only cheap, but easy as hell to find at grocery stores too. And that is the classic Kraft Mac and Cheese. Now, is this the best mac and cheese known to man? Fuck no. Is it something that you absolutely dream about eating after a long day of work? Also no. Well, unless you're 7, then yes. And is it something that can be turned into an amazing dish? Well, in my opinion, yeah. For starters, we want to start with our base, which is obviously the noodles. Bring a sauce pot, Dutch oven, or whatever you have that can hold water to a high heat. You want to add in 4 to 5 cups of water or whatever is enough to submerge our noodles, and salt the water to give our noodles a tad bit more flavor. Once at a rolling boil, you want to drop everything in the pot, ensuring that we're pouring the noodles in the pot away from us so we don't get any splashback. Cooking the noodles should take no more than 5 to 6 minutes. Once done, take the noodles off the heat, set them aside in a separate bowl, and we want to really focus in on the most important and most crucial next step. And that is seasoning our noodles. The Kraft Mac and Cheese is known to come with a powdery cheesy sauce packet, which is completely terrible in my opinion. However, the next few steps will really add an immense amount of flavor to our normal, boring, and bland mac and cheese and give it some oomph. Or enough oomph because you're staying under $1. Take your strained noodles from earlier and you want to heavily season them with salt and pepper. Give all the noodles in the bowl a big mix just to make sure everything is combined. You want to then take half, and I do mean half, of that bullshit cheese seasoning packet and add it in. Give this a mix to make sure all of our noodles are heavily coated, and this is where things will take a turn for the better. Because our budget is only $1, we're going to take some of our leftover cheese we have in the fridge, which is typically shredded cheese, and add it in the bowl. For me, I had a lovely medium sharp cheddar laying in the fridge along with some Parmesan Reggiano, but because you probably don't have that, don't worry about that. Add in your cheeses left over from the fridge into our bowl and give this one big mix. There's really no measurements for how much you should add. Just add until your mind tells you it's enough. Once grated, you want to mix this in like we did for our seasonings, and once done, it's time to really take this cheap ass mac and cheese to preposterous new heights. And to get there, we're going to be baking our lovely mac and cheese. Transfer your amazing budget-friendly mac and cheese from your original bowl to a baking dish of your liking. This can be a small container, like in my case, or a bigger one depending upon what your heart desires. Set your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to combine 2 different methods, baking and broiling. Once at temp, wrap your mac and cheese in aluminum foil, place it in the oven, and let your mac and cheese bake for 5 to 6 minutes, or until our fresh cheese is melted and combined with our noodles. Once there, you want to sprinkle on some more fresh cheeses on top, place it in the oven on broil, and wait until our final cheese layer has melted to give us that amazing cheesy crust. And just like that, we've made our budget-friendly mac and cheese. With just $1, we managed to create something great given the fact that our budget was so damn cheap. We managed to knock out 3 key components from earlier, which are cheesy, creamy, and most importantly, delicious. Now, what if we had a bigger budget? What if we managed to have better ingredients? And what if we could take our amazing mac and cheese and turn it into a culinary experience? Well, that amazing and expensive mac and cheese will be this lovely and delicious lobster mac and cheese. This mac and cheese is notorious for being on the menu at numerous 5-star restaurants, some of which are known like Ruth Chris, Morton's, and Capitol Grill, and some more lesser known restaurants like Steak 48, C&S Oyster Bar, and Ocean Prime. However, regardless of where you may have it before, I'm going to show you the culinary secrets to making not only the best lobster mac and cheese you've ever had, but the one mac and cheese that will have you questioning if this one dish is the best thing you've ever tasted. Bring a Dutch oven, sauce pot, or whatever you have that can hold heat to a stove top, and you want to add in 1/2 stick of butter. Yes, I did say half a stick of butter. Once in the pot, you want to place the pot on medium-low heat and watch as the butter begins to slowly melt and then have the nice, amazing bubblies appear. Once to this lovely consistency, you want to add in your chopped lobster from earlier. You should begin to hear our lobster cook in the butter. It should be a light sizzle, and when you hear this, just know you're close to achieving perfection. We want to cook our lobster for no more than 1 to 3 minutes. We want to cook our lobster lightly here because once added to our mac and cheese, we are going to also cook it a bit longer. After about 30 seconds in the pan, you want to lightly season our lobster with Old Bay seasoning, or depending on if you want things to be spicy, Cajun seasoning. Give this one more quick toss and immediately take off the heat. We're now left with the most amazing base you ever needed to make an amazing mac and cheese. The aroma from the lobster and the butter illuminates the air in my kitchen, and I'm sure if you're making it at home, it's doing the exact same for you. But don't eat them just yet. We still have a couple more things we need to work on. Place your aromatic butter to the side, and now it's time to really distinguish the regular mac and cheese from this amazing $50 lobster mac and cheese. And that huge difference will be in our noodle choice. Most mac and cheese offers the very standard and boring as hell macaroni noodle, and this can be due to popularity or just following the norm. However, when making an amazing dish such as this, you need to be different in not only taste, but appearance and texture as well. To a Dutch oven, sauce pot, or whatever you have that can hold water, add in about 5 to 6 cups of water so we can prepare to cook our noodles. Place this pot on a high and we want to bring it to a boil. Once there, start by heavily sauteing our water and then add in 1 pack of cavatappi noodles. You want to follow the instructions on the bag of the pasta to make sure we reach that perfect al dente texture. Depending upon the brand, times really may vary. However, a great rule of thumb is to cook any dried pasta for about 5 to 7 minutes. Once the time is up, you want to take your pasta out of the water and strain it. Once strained, you want to blanch our noodles in water to really stop the cooking process. And lastly, we're going to season our noodles. In the bowl with the noodles, you want to freshly crack some black pepper, add in 1 to 2 tablespoons of onion powder, 1 to 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, and finally, a hint of freshly grinded salt. Give this one big mix, set it to the side, and we're going to focus on bringing that star of the show to life. To that same Dutch oven we cooked our lobster in earlier, you want to bring it back to our workstation, and we're going to begin browning that butter we just used and place it on a medium-high heat. We want to give our butter some color because when we brown our butter, it really brings out the aromatics in the fat. Constantly stir the butter to make sure it doesn't burn, and we're going to add in 2 to 3 tablespoons of flour in the process. If you're consistently stirring, you should see your butter go from a light tan to a medium brown in a matter of minutes. This ensures not only that the flavor of the mac and cheese will be good, but the consistency of the dish will be as well. Keep stirring your roux, and we're going to work on incorporating that lovely umami feeling into our mac and cheese, and that will come from our seasonings. Season your roux with salt, pepper, garlic powder, and a pinch of grounded nutmeg or fresh nutmeg, but both will be just fine. A huge part of our bechamel is incorporating that right dairy. We want to have an amazing balance of creamy and savory flavors to reach that desired taste and texture. To that same roux from earlier, we're going to slowly incorporate these amazing flavors. We're going to slowly add in 1 cup of milk into the pot, and we're going to do it slowly. After everything has mingled in the pot, we're going to put in the cheese in the mac and cheese. For this mix, I'm going with my favorite cheeses to incorporate in mac and cheese. And those cheeses are Parmesan Reggiano, medium sharp cheddar, smoked Gouda, and mozzarella. These cheeses are also whole block cheeses, meaning they are fresh and don't include any unnecessary byproducts or additives and we don't need. Slowly, we're going to incorporate each cheese into the pot one by one, and when done, it's time to put the noodle in mac and cheese. Bring your noodles back to your workstation, and you want to combine the 2 things we just made, our lovely noodles and our amazing bechamel. You want to really put emphasis on adding the noodles in slowly so they don't spill onto the counter, and you want to do a heavy stir. Stirring will make sure that the noodles each have an even cheese spread, and when baked can be cheesy, gooey, and most importantly, delicious. Take a break from stirring and turn your oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. To reach temperature, it probably would take around 5 to 10 minutes, so in the meantime, we're going to transfer our noodles into a baking dish. Take your favorite baking dish that you would normally use, and we're going to place our mac and cheese in the dish and do it elegantly. For me, my favorite and only baking dish is this oval ceramic grated bowl. You want to make sure when placing the mac and cheese in the dish you're laying it in. We want to place a base layer in the dish and then place some more grated cheese on top, along with our amazing lobster from earlier too, and then layer in some more mac. Doing it this way ensures it's super creamy, gets us even pieces of lobster in the dish, and it's oh so gooey. Repeat this until everything is done, and then wrap the top heavily with aluminum foil. Place this in our preheated oven from earlier for 20 minutes. In the meantime, you'll notice the cheese beginning to melt, and noodles really becoming one with the cheese. After the 20 minutes are up, you want to take the mac out of the oven, remove the foil, and begin to work on that amazing and lovely crust. Let me show you how. Our lovely crust will be achieved by broiling some more cheese, obviously. However, that amazing color will be achieved by focusing in on our garnishes. In a separate bowl, you want to add in our remainder of assorted cheeses from earlier. Top this off by seasoning it with paprika and also add in some fresh parsley chopped. This can be Italian parsley or regular parsley. I don't give much of a damn, just make sure it's fresh. Mix this in together, and once combined lightly, place this all over the top of our mac and cheese. Make sure to leave no spaces and place this back in the oven on broil until the crusty top is achieved. What this will do is give us some amazing color, a great play on texture with a hard crust and a soft center, and provide us with an amazing extra flavor profile. Once done, take it out, let it rest on the stove, and we've just made the most remarkable lobster mac and cheese you've ever tasted. And as easy as ever, we have made two completely different versions of one of my favorite southern delicacies, which is mac and cheese. The $1 mac and cheese is great for a budget-friendly option. It offers some extra added flavors like baked-in real cheese and a soft and classic macaroni noodle. However, our $50 mac and cheese offers a true 5-star culinary experience. The mac and cheese features lobster and is baked embedded into every part of our dish, making sure it provides us with an amazing umami flavor. When paired with our amazing cheeses, slow baking process, and its amazing crust, it really is a contender for the best thing I've ever tasted and the best thing that you'll ever taste. So today, if it wasn't obvious already, my clear winner is our lovely $50 mac and cheese. It's creamy, it's gooey, and it really is lovely. Until next time, I hope you enjoy your dinner from Chase Andy. Don't forget to click the subscribe button in the menu below and click to my right in about 5 seconds for many more videos you really will enjoy.